this is how I would paint something if I'm doing it in my normal 2D, 3D style, especially if it's for a part of a street art piece. But you can paint your shoes however you want, you know, put flowers on it, decorate it, write a quote from something. There's no need to be limited in any of these activities by what I'm physically doing on screen. It's also really satisfying putting paint on something that is not just a flat canvas or something 2D. Again, you can see that I'm coloring slightly outside the lines. One thing I like about that is that it really makes it look like an artist's hand touched it and that it was painted, as opposed to it was printed in a factory and shipped to you. Like, this is your art, this is your customization of your personal fashion. You can see that some of the texture comes through in there, which you might like that. Typically, I try in my work, if I'm going to be photographing that and want it to look like a two-dimensional painting, I try to take out any of that texture because your eye will catch it and you'll see the 3D depth. So I would just go in really thick with the paint and get in all those little white gaps. Something to be careful about is that, unlike a canvas that you have up on an easel that is being supported by something else, you're physically holding the work of art, and I can tell that I just got my fingers in the paint. So expect to get messier than normal. That's why I'm wearing a shirt covered in paint. I tend to just wipe it on myself. And also just be aware that you could have just spent a really long time painting on this part of the shoe and love it, and then you're just destroyed in the next moment. So don't be too precious about it. Or figure out a way to rest it on something, and maybe you're like, have it rested on a book and you're rotating the book around to work around it. You couldn't get Scotchgard or a similar type of spray to put on top to seal it, which should make it a little bit more durable if you try to wear it in real life. I don't actually try wearing my painted clothes in real life. Usually they're just for a shoot or for an art exhibition, so I can't vouch for how long it will hold up with real wear and tear.
Alexa, I have a question about the paint. So it's just regular paint that you would use to paint on a canvas. It's not fabric paint, right?
I'm not using any sort of special paint. This isn't even the paint I use to paint people or anything. It was just whatever I could find at the art store. You can use, I would recommend actually you only use acrylic paint. Oil paint takes a while to dry. I personally don't even use oils. I'm afraid of the toxicity that's heavier in those than in acrylic.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. I'm just gonna put this down for now, but you get the gist. Also, since there's so much white space up in the top here, you wouldn't even really notice looking at the shoe that it's painted unless you like come down to the sole. So I just threw a little black accent into it to draw your eye over to see that, oh, hey, my shoes are painted.